y'all doing? This is Talk Real Podcast. Who I got to my left?
Shishi, how you doing?
What's your name, my brother?
Hey, my name is John. How y'all doing, y'all?
All right, listen. Today we're gonna talk about how the streets did this young gentleman right here. I invited him on the podcast just to tell a little bit about his life story and what's going on. If he's still in the streets, if he's off the streets, has his life totally changed? So, brother, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, are you still in the streets, hustling, or I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, like back in the day, I used to hustle and whatever, did my thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I used to dibble and dabble in the port, like in Bridgeport. I used to dibble. That's like when I hit 21, I started selling drugs at the age of 21. I wasn't really into, like, I sold drugs even earlier, but like when it got to like crack and dope and stuff like that, that was like a whole nother wave type shit, and it was like too much like grimy shit. So I stopped fucking with that and then just started fucking with
Wait, one second. See, on the podcast, right? Really, we try to limit the amount of cursing. I understand you from the streets, but you know, we want people to be able to watch this too. You know what I'm saying? Like Christians too, or whatever. Somebody watch. You know what I'm saying? But I understand because I slip sometimes too. But just talk. It is called Talk Real, but we want to keep it down to a bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? If it slips, I totally understand. But let's go ahead, man. Talk.
Well, like growing up where I grew up at, I'm from Norwalk originally, so it's projects out there. You got Colonial Village, The Hill, RC, WV, Colonial Village, and so stuff like that. So, and then I was from Uptown, and then during that time, it was a lot of listening to like Dipset and the music, and then like people were becoming Bloods because of it.
Right. So like, are you an active gang member?
Nah, to be honest, nah. Never joined gangs. I used to hang with them though. I know the stuff. But I never joined because like I got family on both sides that are like Crips and Bloods, like down south and stuff like that.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been locked up?
Have I? Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah, for fighting I'm locked up.
For fighting? Never for selling drugs?
Nah, because I knew how to move. I wasn't staying in, that's what I was saying earlier. I said when I was younger, I used to mess with sell it. And then it was good, but it wasn't better than weed money. It was way more money in weed. I was getting people that had jobs, like it was coming constantly, and it was like they were cleaner. So it made me be cleaner. You know what I mean? That's like when I was hustling. I just came out of being in prison though, but only for fighting. Like I've never been caught for drugs.
Definitely.
Definitely. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question. You said we were talking earlier. You said something about how you got introduced to this lifestyle. Something about your mother and your grandmother. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? We were talking about that earlier.
In the beginning of my life, I was raised in Norwalk in a good area.
Yeah.
When I got old, like a little older, around probably like 13 years old, I moved into like the projects and all that. That's like, so I had to get used to doing things. I always had it in me, you feel me? Just cause you're from, you know, nice things, you're not gonna always, I was never a bitch, you feel me? I mean, my fault.
It's alright, it's okay if you slip. I understand it's the street in you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
But I'm educated as well. Like I know how cameras work. The reason why, you know, they used to dip it in a liquid, and because the same thing that's in the picture already is the chemicals have stopped moving, so it's just, but it's still there. So it's like they're sleeping. You put the liquid on top of it, and then the picture comes out.
I get you. Let me ask you a question real quick, because I know sometimes when we're from the street, we've done certain things or whatever. Do you ever glorify it? And let me tell you what I mean by glorifying it. Sometimes when we start talking about our past, right, we'll be like, yeah, I remember when I was out there, I was hustling, I was making mad money, and I did this, I did that, and blah, 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 blah. And sometimes we have to catch ourselves because we start glorifying it instead of just like, you know, like saying, hey, you know what, I did this and I messed up. And I don't live like that no more. I'm on the new and better things. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's bigger money on the positive notes.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
see,
so
that's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm there. That's why I'm getting educated now, even with
that's
robots.
right. So that's why I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
I want you to understand. Don't ever get stuck somewhere where you're glorifying something. It's okay. I mean, you can talk how you want to talk. And I'm just saying, you know, sometimes when we have done certain things in our life, we got to always come back and say, you know what? I don't live like that no more. Because see, sometimes we can get so stuck in talking about like what we did, and we keep talking. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I shot 5 dudes, and and everybody, the whole block was scared of me. No, I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm giving you an example, right? Because I've done it in my past.
Nobody. I was more on the hustler type stuff.
That's right. Man. That's right. So you were on that. So let me ask you a question. Did you change? Now I understand what you did, but what made you change your lifestyle, not want to sell drugs? Because the money was good. What made you change?
I'm gonna say God, and
I like that.
I'm gonna say God made me change.
But it had to be something to make you say, yo, I don't want to do this no more.
I wanted to be educated in life. Like, right. I feel like in school they teach us we were slaves and all that. That breaks us down. Mm-hmm. When you look at a cop car, it's red and blue lights, and then we're killing each other. You know what I mean? And seeing the reality of what their witchcraft is on people's minds, and the shit you watch and what you see and stuff.
Right.
And how they
so let me ask you something. Did you basically get tired, like sick and tired of doing what you were doing? Because you knew how long. Actually, how long have you been out there like that, selling? And you said you were selling drugs.
I did that for probably 10 years, and then just stopped.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
And when did you start it? At what age?
13.
13. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to learn from somebody. Somebody had to be showing you the streets, because there's no way.
Yeah, of course. I had cousins and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you learn from them. Yeah, now I'm getting it. And are your cousins still? Well, nah, I ain't gonna even ask you that, because it's none of my business if your cousins are still active. I want to stay on you. As long as you change your life, you doing what you have to do. Are you working now?
Am I working? I was, and I ain't working now.
So does that sometimes tempt you? Does it tempt you to want to go back and make some money? Like, honestly speaking, does it?
Yeah, but this is the thing. We're all sitting ducks at the end of the day anyway.
Right.
You feel me?
Definitely.
You
but you know what comes with that now these days.
Yeah, but you gotta have. See, money is a need thing now.
It's a necessity.
It is? Yeah, it's a necessity.
Some people don't think that way.
It's not a complete bad thing, but at the same time, it's like the way they govern it and how much they.
Yeah.
Yo, my mom can't afford nothing after her. You know what I mean? She ain't had no vacations out of the country, nothing.
Right.
So is that a drive? Is that a drive for you now to want to have that ambition to go out and get a job, because you know your mother hasn't had a vacation, and it would be good for you to be able to help her to get that vacation?
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. I know what you're
saying. So that's a drive, right?
Yeah, but
that's in you to drive you to want to work?
Yeah, but in a way it doesn't, because I'm going to be honest. I love my mom to death. And I took care of that woman. I gave her $2,000 before. You feel what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing about my mom. Me and my mom's bond is tight. She know that. I give that. You know what I mean? I used to drop money off to my mom. I bought her a $900 coat, everything.
Wow.
But that was off of that.
Yeah.
That
drug
type of money.
You know, but you know, I believe that drug money, you know, it doesn't last forever. So you got out of it just in time. Because I knew a guy who sold drugs for 18 years, never got caught. Then that one day he made one stupid decision. So no matter how long you've been doing it and never got caught, every dog has his day. But see, I'm proud of you that you stopped doing that and you changed your life. Because let me tell you something. That money don't last forever. What comes with that is death, institutions, jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my dad knew one of the biggest people in Bridgeport, Kenny Jackson. My dad and him were best friends. My
He's
dad,
still alive?
my godfather, he actually a millionaire.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy. My dad used to work for a bank.
That's what's up. But listen, like I said, I'm just glad that you got out of it. So now you find a way to just stay grounded. You know what I mean? find out the talent you have within yourself. Doesn't necessarily mean entertainment, but whatever you have, everybody I believe have a certain gift. You know what I mean? So listen, I love talking to you, man, and you know, anything you want to say to the people out there, encouraging words to people. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, 33 and younger, or even older. You have anything positive you want to say to the people out there that they can hear you? Something to say that can uplift them?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like if all of us just kind of like focus on the bigger picture, like, cause like real talk, this is bigger things than just money and drug dealing. It's people we should be loving everybody out here.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm telling you the truth, bro. I used to do some fucked up shit. I used to fight people for no reason. I used to go like do dumb stuff, man. Like it was like all that beef and stuff in the hood ain't gonna get you no money.
That's right.
All that, from me, if you gonna do what you do what you gonna do, but don't be trying to harm nobody out here for it. You feel me?
That's right.
Don't let that shit snatch your soul, because like
That's right.
that inner child in us is crying. You feel me?
That's key.
Just to know, like, we go to school learning about books instead of learning about how to manufacture. Actually know how to build your own house and all that with your family, the acre, the fort. They lied to us, man.
True.
You feel me? If you look at that Egyptian stuff, we been had that shit.
That's true, man.
You know how much things they done took from us, man?
And they still taking, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm gonna be doing another podcast on that, and I would love for you to come. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go deep on that. We really gonna go deep on that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to say on that about how the streets did you, and you summed it all up, man. And I'm gonna be doing another podcast with a mother and daughter. It's gonna be beautiful, man. They're singers, you know what I mean? And I would love for you, man, to come back with me next week and let's talk about some deep stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I'll be back.
You know what I'm saying? We family now. We locked in, all right?
Feel me?
We locked in, baby. That's how we do. We're going to help the community. Now, listen, we love y'all. Listen, stay tuned for the next podcast, Mother and Daughter Team. They're phenomenal people. You know, thank you again for coming, my brother. You're always welcome. I got pizza over there. We're going to eat. You know what I'm saying? I got soda over there. You know what I'm saying? You can grab your plate, sit down at the table, and let's see, you know?
Alright, bet.
You good, man?
Yeah, we good.
Talk real. We love y'all.
Talk well.
Hey.
Oh, that piece of shit.